Today we are going to talk about formal relative clauses. Certain verbs work with prepositions. For example, we talk to somebody, or we go to a place, or we have dinner with somebody. When you create the sentences with the prepositions, you need to remember to use them. So, for example, I talked to a teacher last week, or I went to a restaurant 2 weeks ago, or I had lunch with a friend last week. Let's see what happens when we add ideas to the sentences. So I talked to a teacher last week. He teaches English. I went to a restaurant 2 weeks ago. It is closed now. Or I had lunch with a friend last week. She is a nurse. Okay, we are putting two ideas together. Of course, at this level, we want these ideas to be linked. So the logical thing is to use a relative clause. For example, in an informal way, we would create things such as the teacher I talk to teaches English, or the teacher who I talk to teaches English. Remember that in informal sentences, we can use the relative or not use it when the relative is an object. Or the restaurant which I went to 2 weeks ago is closed now, or the restaurant I went to 2 weeks ago is closed now. And finally, the friend I had lunch with last week is a nurse, or the friend who I had lunch with last week is a nurse. In all these cases, the preposition is still used after the verb, and we can use the relative pronoun, or we can simply not use it and assume it is there. That's something we can do in English, which is different to Spanish. But this year we have to write our sentences, and writing should be formal. So we are going to put the preposition before the pronoun, and logically then the who, which was colloquial because it is the object pronoun, must become whom. It does not affect which, but it does affect who, which becomes whom. Remember that the official pronoun for relative clauses when the object is a pronoun is whom, not who. This is colloquial. So let's see the sentences now that we are being formal. The teacher to whom I talked teaches English. And of course, the preposition after the verb disappears because we have already used it before the pronoun. Or the restaurant to which I went 2 weeks ago is closed now. Or the friend with whom I had lunch last week is a nurse. In all the cases, we are using the preposition before the relative clause pronoun, and therefore it disappears from the position after the verb. Something which we should be careful with at this level when we are writing.